Well, big news coming through on Wednesday evening from Indian cricket. Rohit Sharma has announced his retirement from Test cricket. Anil Kumble with me to just quickly react to it. The timing of it, Anil, and your reaction ahead of a big overseas tour after the IPL.
Yeah, I mean, he's a class player. He was captain of India. The timing, I guess, with what happened in Australia, the series loss against New Zealand at home, and he backing away from that last game. He didn't play that last test match. He sat down from that test match. So it was probably something that was in his mind. And I'm sure the selectors would sit and select the team for the England tour as well. So maybe they've had a chat and perhaps Rohit has taken a call saying that, look, I don't want to be a part of the test match going forward. He's had a really good career, both as a player, and he's had some tough injuries, which sort of, he should have made his debut much earlier, but he's been able to pull through all of that, and then he started opening and did exceptionally well. So yes, I guess timing-wise, I'm sure he would be thinking around that, but I guess he had to take a call, and he's had a really good career.
Yeah, I guess, of course, a player can only decide when he or she is done with the game or time to retire. That's a very personal decision one takes. But looking at what happened in Australia, there is also a fair assumption that can be made that he may not have made the test squad in itself. Do you think if firstly, do you think that would have been the case, and would that have also prompted the decision?
Perhaps, because his form in test match cricket wasn't great, even against New Zealand and then subsequently in Australia. He did miss the first test and then joined the team, and by which time the openers had changed. I mean, KL Rahul had done really well, so he dropped down to number 6 and then again came back and opened the batting in the subsequent test. That also didn't go his way. Then he dropped out of that last test match. So all these things must have been going through his mind, and probably realized that, look, it's only fair that the younger lot, I mean, someone like Shubman Gill was on that squad, and he didn't get an opportunity. So maybe he thinks that it's time for him to just step away, and it's a call that all the players will have to take at some point in time, and you're better off calling it as captain of the team rather than the selectors saying thank you very much.
How hard is it for a player of that profile to actually make that decision?
It's hard because it's something that will suddenly stop after all those years that you have really played and wanted to be a part of the contest, because that's what drives you. The competitiveness, the sweat, the toil, all the challenges that you go through. You want to be a part of it, but at some point in time, you just take a call. I mean, even for me, the calling was just that instantaneous. I had an injury, I came back, I woke up in the morning of the last day, and I just told my wife, I said, that's it, and then went on and told the rest of the players. So it's just that moment, that it's there, and then you don't regret it. So I'm sure Rohit would have been the same. After yesterday's match, you would have probably gone back home and then thought through this, and then perhaps said, okay, that's it.
I mean, he did give an interview during the Sydney Test after he stepped down from that game, almost countering any sort of rumors or perceptions that may have thought that might be his last test, we won't see him, almost going on the aggressive or the offensive, saying, no, I've still got lots of cricket in me, and I'm smart enough to know when I would call it time. Then there was the Champions Trophy success in the ODI format. But just in this sequence of events, what do you sense went down?
No, I'm sure there would be thoughts even while he was in Australia, saying, okay, what is the future, right? Because the team was not winning. He was not scoring runs personally. So I'm sure those thoughts would have come through, and maybe he just wanted to just get away from Test match cricket. And in the interim, India won the Champions Trophy, which was a great thing, not just for the team, but also for Rohit, the captain. So I guess, beyond that, when he's come into the IPL and then had a bit of time to spend with the family and then think this through, maybe that's when he's realized that there's no point in going to England, because it's the start of a new
WTC cycle.
WTC cycle as well. So ideally, you would want the captain whoever the captain is, and the team and the person who's going to replace him in that lineup at the top of the order,
Right.
to continue for the next
Okay.
TC cycle.
Let's go right there.
Yeah.
Shubman Gill has been named vice captain in the past. Jasprit Bumrah did perform the captaincy duties in Rohit's absence in Australia. We're coming at the back of a big IPL, long IPL. We know all about Bumrah's workload. Who do you think is likely to lead in England?
I still feel Bumrah because he did really well in Perth in that test match, and he's led India on a couple of occasions. I know Shubman is the vice captain. Maybe just this series go with Bumrah and then see how his fitness is. And then I know it's not easy being a fast bowler. He's had injuries. He was on a break for a while after the Australia series, only coming into this IPL. But I would still go with Bumrah.
If you were in that position of management, would you name a full-time Test captain as Jasprit Bumrah? Would you sense this could be a period where you'll have almost two captains, that the vice captain, if it is indeed a Shubman Gill, I wonder what you think, will also have to keep performing captaincy duties as Bumrah's workload is understandably managed?
Yes, I think so. I don't think there would be any issue with that because when Bumrah is available, he's your leader, and he's done well as a leader. And that's the conversation I think the selectors need to have with him. Saying, look, you're the captain. Yes, you may not play all the 5 test matches in England. Ideally, we would like you to play. I mean, every Indian would want Bumrah to play all the test matches for India, but his body may not allow it. So if that is the case, whenever that happens, and then the vice captain comes in and takes over.
Vice captain being Gill, there are the contenders, Pant, KL Rahul.
Yeah, I think so. I think Shubman Gill. If you're looking at him and then asking him to stick to one position in that batting order and then saying, okay, this is where I want you to be, and try and build on that. I mean, if he's going to bat number 3, that's his position. So that KL Rahul, who's done really well at the top of the innings, you go tell KL and Yashasvi Jaiswal to open the batting. Number 3 is Shubman Gill, and then 4 is Virat. So I guess that's the kind of conversation that you're going to have and say, okay, whenever Bumrah is not available, then you take over.
All right, fair enough. Quick one on him emphasizing in his retirement announcement that he will still continue to play ODI cricket. And we know he's not getting any younger. There's not a lot of ODI cricket in the calendar year as well. How big a challenge is it going to be for him to now be relevant and be captain in only one international format?
It's going to be a challenge because, like you said, there's not too many matches that India play in the ODI format. I'm sure he has aspirations to play the 2027 ODI World Cup because I'm sure he still thinks that there's unfinished business. You know, India did exceptionally well in that 2023 World Cup until the final. So he believes that there's still unfinished business. Maybe that's something that he's wanting to keep, that hunger and possibly the dream of lifting the World Cup as a captain.
All right, and just finishing on Rohit Sharma as a test batter and test captain, what do you sense his legacy will be as a test captain?
It's just, his ability to just get the players together. Of course, he was on the back of an exceptional run by Virat Kohli, his predecessor. And to just carry that forward, I thought was really good in the way he has been able to build the team. Of course, the Test Championship was something that India hasn't been able to win. But I'm sure his legacy as a player, as an opener who was adaptable, who was someone who was, as a captain, I think he just comes across as someone who everyone feels comfortable to be with. And you've seen that on the field, his demeanor and his expressions, which comes from the heart, straight from the heart. He's not even thinking about what he's going to say. He will say it. And that's him. That's him. He's genuine. You see that genuineness when he's on the field. And that's what you would like to remember Rohit for.
Any innings as a test batter that immediately comes to mind as well? That was a memorable Rohit Sharma test innings?
I think there have been quite a few. I think one was in Chennai. I think it was on a turning track against England, where he batted brilliantly. The other one probably against England again in England, which was again seaming around, and then he batted beautifully. The double 100. So there have been many innings. Even when he shifted from that middle order to becoming an opener, Again, that first knock against South Africa, I think it was,
Yeah.
and he batted really well. He's been a bit unlucky in his Test career, at least at the start of his career. He was about to make his debut, he got injured, and then he couldn't make it, and then he missed out on a couple of seasons. And when I was coach, he was in the team. He batted at number 5 or 6, I think, in Calcutta, batted brilliantly, and then had that injury, and then again had to go out of the team. So he's had these injuries at different moments in his test, which has affected mostly his test career.
Sure.
Otherwise, I'm sure he would have played a lot more test matches for India.
And when a major player like that, a regular in the test team, calls it time, transitions and spots which rarely open in Indian cricket
Yeah.
tend to open up. Now, you mentioned what your opening pair is like, but who do you sense this is the biggest opportunity for as an extra batter to join the team? You've spoken of Sai Sudarshan, Karun Nair, quite a few batters in build up to England.
I like the look of Sai Sudarshan. He's been around with this Indian lineup. He's been around in domestic cricket, getting runs for Tamil Nadu, for India A. He was on the tour of India A to Australia. He did well there. So, yeah, I think he's the one. Karun, of course, has had a fantastic domestic season. I hope the selectors will be able to reward him with an opportunity in Test match cricket, because I don't think, people tend to sort of confuse when you have so many formats and then people look at the IPL. You need to look at what someone has done in domestic cricket.
Sure.
So I hope that someone like a Karun Nair will get that opportunity to be a part of that team when India travel to England. But these are some of the players that I think have the potential. So let's see, who's going to take that position.